We are Stephen and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about part-time real estate or land investing. Let me tell you, we all started part-time.
That's true.
With very, very, very few exceptions that I know of.
Yeah.
We all started part-time until we made enough money and convinced ourselves that there's some longevity in it, and we quit our jobs.
Beautiful.
So, but I'm going to say this. If you start this right off the bat because you hate your job so much and are consumed with trying to get to the starting line so you can quit your job, you're just causing problems for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And if you're already a member, join us on Discord.
Corey asks, did I send to escrow too early? I received a signed PA the other day. The signature had a small note under it saying that the owner was deceased. Minor detail, right? P.S.
It's good though. This is a
the
good
way
story.
this is going to be funny. It sounds funny. I haven't read this before. I'm just envisioning. Sure, we want to sell. We love it. P.S. Mom's dead. Here you go. Like we're not going to notice.
Figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
At least they told you.
There is that. Then just sign Mom's name and pretend. Small note under it saying that the owner was deceased and that the person responding is a daughter of the deceased. The daughter didn't leave any contact info to reach her. I did due diligence on the property and realized that this is a very good deal. I signed the purchase agreement and also included a letter asking the daughter to contact me with my contact info on the letter and overnighted it to her on, is this all real time? This is new, June 3rd. In the meantime, I went ahead and sent the signed purchase agreement to an attorney and started escrow. The letter was delivered on 6/4/2021. I still haven't heard anything from the daughter as of June 8th. The attorney got back to me today and told me that mother conveyed the property to her in a revocable living trust and left the daughter who signed the purchase agreement as a successor trustee. This is good.
Good story.
Yeah. So in parentheses, it says, we're good to go there. All of that to ask this. Do you guys think I sent it to escrow/attorney too quick? Should I wait until the daughter contacted me? Or would you guys have done the same thing I did? I got with a realtor that was recommended, and he told me that he thought the property would sell quickly and it would gross a profit of around $130,000. I love it. Here's my only thing. I probably would have done the same stuff.
I would skip trace this daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I would blow her phone up.
Yeah. Just make sure,
Did you do it too early? No.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did. You did everything right.
So, and I imagine too right now, because you're having an attorney close a deal, obviously. I think you're having an attorney close a deal. Is that what he said?
Attorneys are great at finding people, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. It's nice. So hopefully you are, and let's see. In the meantime, I went ahead and sent the page to an attorney and started escrow. Okay, so that's what I'm assuming they're doing the deal. So you're trying to reach the daughter and the attorney's trying to reach the daughter. Pretty sure one of you is going to reach the daughter because what's needed from the daughter is, hey, by the way, we need to get your signature and where do you want your money to go?
Mm-hmm.
So she wants to hear from you. Maybe she's just forgot. It's probably different things. This is all really, you got on the 3rd. It's less than a week later by the time, it's 5 days you haven't heard from her. So she is hopefully going to still surface.
I almost never say this, but I would assume the best here, not the worst. I would just assume that she got tied up.
I'm rubbing off on him. I'm so proud of you. Wow. This is a big day, everyone.
She just got tied up doing something. Maybe her relatives are in town, like ours are right
now. Maybe. Exactly. And maybe they can barely get the chance to sit down and record some shows. I don't know. Stuff happens. I'm going to assume the best.
Hey, let us know, Corey, because we all want to know.
This is great.
Today's topic, part-time real estate and land investing. This is why you're listening. Jack, why are you cutting me off when I'm like mid laughing and mid talking? Because our relatives are in town and we're trying to get through these shows this week. That's the truth.
Not through these shows. This is we
I
love
mean, we
this.
enjoy doing these shows.
You do.
as always. So
You
yeah.
do.
Let's just drag them out,
Oh, thanks.
even though they're all starving.
Who's our
Just
family?
joking, just
Yeah, we're not feeding them yet. Lunch will come in a minute. Just kidding. So part-time real estate investing / part-time land investing. Okay, whatever the term is.
We don't write the titles anymore.
No.
We're just the talent now,
That's right.
if you can call it that.
Exactly. So, what does that mean to you?
Everybody started part-time. And so, and you find out we all started everything part-time except maybe, well, even school.
Parenting.
Kindergarten's part-time.
I would have loved to start parenting part-time.
Yeah, that's true. Try it out for a month.
That would have been great. Trade off with somebody else. Like, okay, next week you don't get any
Yep.
sleep.
Let's share this kid.
Yeah.
Share it.
Within
One
two
child
families.
with 3 families. Yeah.
There we go.
Exactly.
That's fair. I like that.
Part-time land investing is, it's hard to, if you care about something, it's hard to do it part-time. How many times have you, of all the subjects you've had in school, you like 1 or 2, or you've got the side project going that you're dying to do and it's research or something, and something else gives, like you start not putting your all into, math because you like chemistry. And so that's what ends up happening with land investing. You really just have to make time for it and pay the bills some other way. So is it manageable? Yeah, it's totally manageable. I do really, really well waking up really early in the morning when nobody else is awake. I don't do it. I do it about 2 or 3 days a week to really try to get content done and a bunch of stuff done for other things like Career Path and some of the other companies that we have or that we're starting. And that's my happy time. The phone's not ringing. Everybody else is asleep. And I can really knock some stuff out.
I know that's why you're happy time. That's your happy time. No one else is around. That's my happy time. Just kidding. Well, please, let's share. Like, I would love to share because I think this is funny, and I know people get a kick out of this, and they can relate to this. Like my part-time investing with you, and this is my setup. And I don't want you to share yours because it's fun. I had 2 desks. I was lucky enough, not in the beginning, but part of when I really started to pick up traction and doing deals, I was lucky enough that I got to work remote. And so I had a setup in part of our bedroom at the time where I had a desk. And so I had a desk and a chair and a full computer setup. And then behind me, it's total truth time, I took over half the bed, and made that a workstation too. So I would do deals here. The phone would ring. Like I'd be doing my day job, right? Phone would ring, whip my chair around, jump into that. And it's hard. For some people, that's hard to do. And I get that. You have to take a second and go, okay, whoa. And then your brain engages like when you're changing speeds on your bike, it engages. You're like, okay, now I'm caught up on that property. And I would do that all day long. It was the funniest thing. And then I would end my day job. And then at night, then I would do all the catch-up stuff, all the emails. Maybe I'd make deeds. Maybe I'd get all that stuff ready for the next day, do postings, whatever it took. That was my part-time land investing. And then to take it a step further, that stopped happening when we really saw, and I know your story is the same and you'll share, and this can happen to you too, that, now I'm losing money. Shoot, I can't answer the phones fast enough. There's deals I'm not doing. I can't keep up with the traction. I'm really losing money because my W-2 job when I whip my chair around, that's costing me money. And then we had to make it a full-time thing.
I look at my entire land investing career in milestones, separate sections and milestones, and they're all deal driven. So the first deal I did was I still had a job at the hospital as the VP of acquisitions for long-term care facilities. And I bought a piece of property I talk about this in our ebook, actually, on Land Academy. So I bought a piece of property on eBay for, I think, $8,000 and then immediately just cleaned it up on the internet. I never went and saw it. This was back east, and I bought the property in Arizona. I won an auction, cleaned it up, put different maps, got some pictures taken, and resold it for twice as much. This is all all completely part-time. I mean, I had a job to go to. Unlike Jill, it wasn't like work from home. And I immediately said, that's it. And I scheduled a meeting with the guy that I bought it from and flew out there and then drove to where he was. The whole thing took like a week. Took all my vacation time and found out from him how and where he's buying these things. I don't know why he told me all this, but he did. And so
same reason we do.
I moved. Yeah, I guess we're talking about it too.
Yeah.
And so I moved back, eventually moved back to Arizona shortly after that, got a W-2 job with an investment bank. And I worked there and went to land auctions and ultimately did a very large deal in northern Michigan and northern Arizona, which generated $600,000 or $700,000 in cash.
Wait. Were you full-time at that time or part-time?
No, it's totally part-time.
Still part-time. Okay.
Totally part-time for this investment bank.
Okay.
And then, and that still wasn't enough. So now I've got $500,000 or $600,000 cash, more than I started with, in the bank, and I still wasn't comfortable leaving my job. So I went to an auction and I bought all the properties at this auction live on a weekend. They were smart enough to hold them on Saturday, so I didn't have to take time off. And now when you go to these auctions or with these land acquisitions, at least I calculate what they're all worth. So I think I spent about $87,000, and I realized there's probably maybe $300,000 of value of equity in the whole thing when I'm done, which pushed me over to $1 million. This is, my rent was $310 at the time. I had no relationships or children or anything like that. So, and my car was paid for. And so here I am with $1 million of equity that I created in less than a year.
Did you feel comfortable then?
I left then.
Oh, okay. There we go.
And I left it an extremely lucrative
W-2
/ bonus investment banking job. And so
you had to prove it to yourself. Right?
And then I went on to do a ton of deals and do really well, build a team and an office and all that. Then I met Jill. And it was during the downturn. And this is about the time now where she's doing her little desk dance. Yeah. And then we went to an auction. My
desk dance. That's kind of cute.
And then we went to an auction and we bought thousands of properties for nothing. We've told the story in the past. It's a tiny little town in Bisbee, Arizona. Then I had a money belt on with tens of thousands of dollars.
That was hilarious. My purse was packed.
That was it.
Cash.
This is now spanning more than 10 years. What I just described all happened in 10 years. And on the drive back from that, she quit her job, her W-2 job. So it's all milestones for me. But and every single time I did it, I'm like, wow, I should have done this a lot earlier.
Exactly. So for you starting out part-time investing, you're not nuts. Yeah, like you said, pretty much everybody is. Everybody does. Most people don't have the luxury to say, it's funny because we talked to somebody though. This does happen. Most people don't have this. Talked to a guy on Clubhouse. It was today that we did it. He's 63 years old. He sold jewelry. He's retired from a jewelry business. And then
that's great.
He did.
That's a great time to do this.
Well, he did it actually a couple of years ago because he said in the process, I paid off my house.
Excellent.
When I sold my jewelry store, I went from a 300 square foot shop, knowing nothing, to a 2,000 square foot thing. I owned everything in there.
Knowing less.
Right. When I sold it, I owned all the inventory. I still do. My safe is full. So he's like, I sleep really well at night. I can just parse these out if I need to. He's like, I bought a boat, took a year off. He's like, I wish I hadn't done that, but here he is doing land investing. But most people don't have that luxury. He's like, I can afford to do this. I have the time. I have the energy. I know how to do a business. Most of you do not.
Here's how you fail at this.
And you can still do it and be okay.
The people who fail at this don't have a calendar. Or if they do, they don't stick to it. And that's it.
That's our chat today.
Whole secret to part-time land investing is to have a calendar. And so if you're pressed for time, like all of us always are, Jill and I are totally pressed for time this week. It just always seems to be that way. We would be dead. I would be dead in the water from an efficiency standpoint if I didn't have a calendar.
You're two parts, though. Not only having a calendar, but you follow through. Yeah. That was all today that we talked about, getting that first deal done. And what you do have to do it. You've got to go for it.
You're never going to close a deal if you don't send any mail out. And you're never going to send any mail out if you don't run through these programs and learn how to do it the correct way.
Well, I would argue part-time investing is great too, by the way, because you have a safety net. you have a built-in safety net, which is your W-2 job or whatever else it is putting food on the table. It may
Yep.
not be a W-2, whatever it is. You maybe have another business. We have lots of people here that have other businesses. They're like, I just want a different business.
We have other businesses. We still get it all done.
But you know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
new to this, you
Mhm.
can do it. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called Real Estate Courses versus Free Online Content. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. Ties right into what we're talking about.
Mhm.
Do I really need Land Academy? Do I really need to go pay for all this stuff? Maybe not. We'll talk about it.
Mhm. If you're interested in learning more about us or what we do, check out landacademy.com or houseacademy.com. We provide the education tools and support you need to be flipping property like the pros. We are Steve and Jill,
Information
an inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.